and out of a sudden trees started to fall all around. Actually almost crushed this Swedish dude. Venom from the tip of that tail. Good morning. So over the last 2 weeks I was quite ill. And to be honest with you, I was getting a little grumpy. But last night I was floating in the river, looking into the stars. And I was thinking, visiting Amazon rainforest was my dream ever since I was a little boy. But back in the day, in 90s in Lithuania, that was not a very likely scenario, or did not seem to be like a likely scenario in the future. And look at me now. I'm in the middle of Amazon rainforest. In fact, I'm cycling through the Amazon. And at the moment, I found myself on the eastern shore of Tapojos River, deep into the Amazon region. And I feel much better and I'm about to hit the road again. So follow my journey because this will get wild. So for now, my main goal is to cycle back to Trans-Amazonian Highway, so I could keep on moving across Brazil and across the Amazon rainforest. Because at the moment I still find myself not too far from this hippie beach town called Alter do Chão. And Trans-Amazonian Highway is about 200 kilometers away, down south. And there are two roads that lead to the highway. But I want to take this alternative third option and just cycle all along Tapojos River on these little narrow dirt roads and sandy roads and see how far I can get. And at some point probably I'll need to find some path through the jungle and find my way to the road. So what I'm planning to do is just cycle until the very last path ends, and then I will try to find my way out. That's pretty much my plan. So it seems that I'm approaching Maguari community, but so far I haven't seen a single person, just some chickens. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this little animal that you see here is Titius metuendus, and this is the most notorious scorpion that can be found throughout Amazon rainforest, because just a little bit of venom from the tip of that tail could put me in a real misery. It could break me as a person, as a man, as a world citizen. Is it lethal? Nah. Very rarely. There are some accidents with children and elderly people, but sure, that would be agonizing experience, they say. And these are very common animals. They can be found on the forest floor, on the trees. They hunt at night. So this is not the first one I find, but this is the first one I film for you, ladies and gentlemen. This is a smoky jungle frog. And this is the typical behavior of smoky jungle frog. When you catch one, it starts to scream. And this is one of the largest amphibians, one of the largest frogs you can find in tropical Americas, not just in the Amazon basin. Actually, the first time I saw this animal in the wild was in Costa Rica. And they do get so much bigger than that, up to 15, 16, even 20 centimeters in length. And there are many of them in here, but this is the biggest I found tonight. Okay. By the way, their skin is considered somewhat poisonous, so it's better to wash your hands after catching this one. Okay. Find myself in the jungle looking for a local celebrity. We're on the way to search for giant Samoma tree with our guide, and I'm with two Swedish tourist gringos. What was your name?
Frida.
Frida and
Matthias.
and one Lithuanian hobo. And that's our guide. Como se chama você? Adelange. Our guide Adelange. So we will follow this dude. He charges a lot, so I hope to see a lot too. So we just found fresh jaguar footprints apparently. Just a baby jaguar, really tiny ones. Gongo. E esse
É o tucumã.
Tucumã, não?
Tucumã.
Okay, o gongo do Tucumã. So these are larvas that are being eaten in here. E gente come aqui, não? É comum?
Sim.
Não? É gostoso, não?
É gostoso.
É gostoso. Tá bom. So it's much better than I thought. Tastes like nuts.
Yeah?
I'll try. No, really. It's a nutty flavor, isn't it?
Yeah,
good.
it's like coconut.
It's really good.
It's a larva.
Yes, it's alive.
I've been looking to try this.
So,
I thought I won't be able to try it.
it's
Yeah.
good.
Now you have the chance. Go for it, honey.
It's not bad, isn't it?
No,
It's not bad at all.
no, it tastes more like a fruit.
I mean, it may look strange. It's still moving. And I heard about it, but I couldn't imagine it's that delicious.
It's the jungle protein that's easy to find.
Yeah, really. So this wall that you see behind me is actually a tree. This is the local celebrity, the infamous Samauma gigante, or giant kapok tree. So our guide is telling us that this tree might have around 1,000 years, which I find it to be very hard to believe. Although it might be true. I will do my investigation later. Well, nobody knows exactly how old this tree is, but I assume that when this tree was still a baby, it was still Middle Ages in Europe. So completely unexpected things happened. We got caught in a storm, and out of a sudden trees started to fall all around. Actually almost crushed this Swedish dude. And now we need to leave forest as fast as we can, because guide told us that it's very dangerous. Actually trees are still falling all around.
Yeah, look, it's this.
Sudden trees started to fall in the jungle, and we had to run out of the jungle because our guide was really concerned. Actually, it was a bit of a sketchy situation, and apparently storm went through all the village. The road is blocked as well. Ei, tá bom, amigo? Sim. Muito essa que cai nas árvores?
Não,
Não?
só hoje mesmo. Aconteceu.
Só hoje? Sim?
Aconteceu esse negocinho.
E aí?
Mas é a natureza, né?
Yeah, like this guy said, that's the nature.
Oh my god! Look at that! There's the whole way is blocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of
What's surprising is that there wasn't that much of a rain, there wasn't a storm. It was raining just a bit, and then a little bit of wind, and all of these trees just started to fall one after another.
It's broken, right?
Yeah, it fell on the car, right, that branch.
Some, like, not broken, some scratched at least.
So it wasn't just trees that were falling. We also cut off from electricity now, because all of this construction with all the wires collapsed. In a matter of like 5 or 10 minutes, first tree collapsed and almost hit you, dude.
Yeah, the first one I was standing near a tree, and then I was saying to myself I have to move closer to the path, and when I was moving the tree started falling down.
And then another one, and then another one, and then one nearly hit me, and then the guide got stressed, I guess.
Yeah.
Said we need to leave very quickly, so we just rushed out of the forest.
Yeah.
And that was brilliant likely outcome of all of this trail.
It just happened in 1 minute. It started from calmness to chaos. It was crazy.
Complete disaster.
Yeah.
So I took some rest and now came back to this trail because when the storm started, what was that? Just a branch. When the storm started, we were about to take a little swim in this river, and then out of a sudden trees started to collapse. So I just grabbed my shirt and all of my stuff and we just started running, rushing it through the jungle, through this trail, because trees were collapsing, falling left and right, you see? It was complete insanity. So while we were running, I actually dropped my shirt, my green shirt, and I really want to get it back. So I'll take a little walk back to the place where all this shenanigans started. And this will also be a good opportunity to see how it looks like, how rainforest looks like after the storm. Because it was pretty intense. This is where the trail was. And here it is. Oh, that's the best shirt I have at the moment. This is just unbelievable. And it all happened just in front of us, just all of this massive collapse. All this trail, all this tree is completely destroyed. Naturally, just like that. So this might sound a little bit odd, a little bit weird, but Amazon rainforest, as biodiverse as it is notorious for pretty crappy soil. I mean, the layer of the soil is very thin. So most of these trees, some of them really giant and majestic, well, they have pretty short roots and they collapse pretty easily. Not only during the storms, just because of their own weight. So sometimes, from time to time, you can hear some giant tree falling somewhere in the middle of the rainforest. I heard it with my own ears, and I saw it with my own eyes back in Costa Rica and in Misiones, an Atlantic rainforest. But this was really a specific case because this afternoon trees were collapsing just left and right. But this is also how natural a rainforest rebuilds or recreates itself. Because now this giant is dead. But it creates a window of opportunities. I mean, all of these plants are in constant competition for sunlight. So this little storm and collapse of this tree was a game changer in this little chunk of the forest. But then I have this another issue. You see, I really need to charge my flashlights and even a battery for this camera that I'm using at the moment. And all of this electricity line that goes all along this road and connects all these villages was completely destroyed. However, one elderly gentleman who has his business further down the road, some little store, told me that he has his own electricity generator and he will turn that thing on a little bit later today, around 5 o'clock in the evening. So now I'm heading there. I mean, I'm definitely not in the first line of emergency in here. There are people living in here, you know, there is a school and all that, but if somehow I will be able to charge my stuff, that would be that would be just great. Good morning. So yesterday eventually I managed to charge my stuff at least a little bit. So now I have a few flashlights and I can keep on filming this glorious material I'm making. And then I kept on cycling through the night. Yeah, I was crossing some villages in a dark night because there's no electricity, so everything looked like in the good old days. And then it started to rain again, and I just pitched my tent out there in the jungle next to this river and next to this bridge. And this river is really tiny and this bridge seemed to be giant. And this is because I find myself next to the seasonally flooded forest, or how locals call it, Igarape. So this tiny river floods during the wet season, and it floods a lot. Like all of this forest actually gets under the water for some months. This is a typical animal of this environment. I don't remember the English name, but the scientific name is Helicops ungulatus. It is a freshwater snake, and this is still just a baby, although they don't get really big, up to 60-70 centimeters in length. And they live along rivers, in these flooded forests, in all wet areas, because I guess they mainly feed on amphibians. And as far as I remember, this is a rare fanged snake, so it is somewhat venomous, although I'm not sure that this baby could do me any harm. So yet another place where a tree fell on electricity line, on electricity cable. So this guy asked me for my machete and we started cleaning it up and we improved the situation. Oh!
É muito, porque chuva de verão é intensa, né? E vem muito raio, trovão e vento, né? Aí o vento derruba as árvores. Obrigado aí, tá?
Oh, de nada, senhor. Um prazer.
Deus abençoe você.
I just got caught by yet another heavy rainfall, so I had no other option but just to cover myself up. Myself and all of my gear, all of my bicycle and weight in the middle of the road. No trees falling so far, that's good. This is quite deep, huh? My oh my, road is getting just worse and worse. Actually I fell and it just keeps on raining. To be honest, I think I need to go back because it will get just worse further down the road. So I fell a little bit. I hit myself quite a bit, but I had many bicycle accidents before in my life, so it's not a big issue. But I was really scared that I broke some of my gear. So now I'm checking everything. And it seems nothing is broken. Yeah, but I really need to abort this plan. I need to go back as fast as I can because rain just comes and goes, and it's getting more and more complicated. I mean, my original plan was to cycle further down this road for about 30 or 40 kilometers more and then exit to the main road. I could just keep on struggling through this road for no particular reason. But at some point I will just end up stranded somewhere or will fall again, and I really don't want to break my gear, especially now. I mean, I still have so many places to visit all throughout Amazon rainforest, and yeah, this little off-road ride is not worth it. Like, it's way too dangerous, it's way too slippery. Yeah, I just need to go back. Yeah. And that will take me a long time too. And yeah, I can see more clouds coming on the horizon, so yeah, I need to pack my stuff and push it through the mud again.